This a weekly interview where I interview people who are seasoned service-based business owners. I have an awesome person with me. I have Bruce, and he has an incredible. It's not just a landscaping company. I feel like it's a whole lot more. But I will give you the floor now. Appreciate that, Bruce. Thanks for joining me.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Brandon. Appreciate being a part of the stream
Of
and
course.
in your community that you're building. I love it.
Yes, sir. So
Um,
why don't you just walk us through, first of all, who you are and what your line of work is?
sure. So Bruce Moore, Eastern Land Management. We are based in Stamford, Connecticut. We've got two other locations, one in Monroe, Connecticut, and one down in Westchester County, New York. We are a commercial landscape service. That's our primary service offering. But to your point, we do much more than that. Snow services are a big part of what we do. Landscape construction, water management and irrigation, turf and plant healthcare, holiday decorating. We like to say, anything in the exterior environment, we can provide a solution for our clients for that. And it's worth sharing that our client mix is all commercial real estate owners and developers and apartment buildings, hotels, in the hospitality segment. Anything really but a single family home
Got it.
is in our realm for service offerings to our clients.
That's awesome, Bruce. And how many employees are you up to now?
We have about 170 employees
Wow,
across our three locations.
that's pretty incredible. Yeah, no, I think it's incredible to see how much you've scaled, and also wanted to ask too, when was Elm founded?
So the business was founded in 1976 by my father,
Nice,
and so we're coming up on 50 years in business
incredible.
here in another 18 months or so. So that's exciting, and I'm truly honored to be able to kind of carry on the legacy and carry on the torch and
For sure.
into a new half century. So I think I'm very proud to lead this business. There's nationally not a lot of companies that have been around for 50 years in the landscape industry, and so it means a lot to me to be able to say that we're that old, and I
Definitely.
think we're still very innovative, right?
Definitely. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think innovation is everything, especially now with AI and all this tech that's really available. It's pretty incredible. Um, yeah. And when you first came on, from your perspective, what was a challenge that you faced early on, or that the company faced, and how did you kind of overcome it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a blessing and a curse being a
Hmm.
second generation
Yeah.
owner. I dealt with a lot of adversity, I'd say, with coming in to already experienced, seasoned um, uh, team members, and either doubting my knowledge or experience, or at times not taking me seriously. So
Hmm.
I think I can confidently say I truly worked from the bottom up. Yes, my father started the business, but I've pretty much done every aspect of the business out in the field, and behind the scenes in the office as well. So um, the challenge was winning over, right, and earning
Hmm.
the trust and respect with some of those existing team members back when I was just first coming in, to the business. And now it's rewarding to either work alongside those people now and have earned their trust and respect, and also hire new team members that I'm able to lead and coach and train for the coming years. And so that's kind of the exciting part of the business that I enjoy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it speaks to being adaptable and just being able to um, innovate too. Because obviously, everybody has their own challenges, whether they start a company or whether um, they ultimately sort of take command of the company as well. And it's pretty incredible to hear how much you've grown and up to um, almost 200 employees is pretty substantial too.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's just being second generation, right? There's a lot of opinions of you know being born with a silver spoon in your mouth, if you will, right? And having things already started. And I think I'm very grateful for my father and what he started, and truly having a sound, foundation. And I'm, very proud about using that foundation to be able to scale it, like you said. And that's really been the fun part of it.
For sure, for sure. And from your perspective, what do you think makes Elm stand out from the competition?
Well, I think we are still have a local mindset. We're
Mm,
very involved in our communities that we serve, and that we do work in, and we have relationships. And I think we have very strong relationships. We are not, a service provider that's just looking to win that contract for a season, right? When we are talking to prospective clients and our existing clients, we're looking for that long-term relationship. We're looking for a partner that wants their exterior environment cared for and
mm,
maintained, and for us to be able to protect that investment. And that's a longer game, right?
for sure.
As a maintenance contractor, you're not coming in for 1 year and turning the place around. It's a
Right.
long-term process. And so um I think we're different in that way. We're not a flash in the pan
Hmm.
company. You know, as we've been talking about, we've been around 50 years. We're looking to be around for another 50 years, and we want to be a long-term partner, for our clients, and we want to work with them on providing solutions, within their budgets, on how we can protect their assets, and also how we can enhance their assets, right? We could segue into the commercial real estate market. It's an
Yeah.
interesting time, right? And I feel there's a lot of value in the landscape, especially in this time. And we're seeing the Class A office buildings, right, are striving to maintain themselves as Class A, and the other buildings, and the other classes are trying to reinvent themselves. And so there's opportunities on both sides, and that's where I think we're a really good partner in that way. Is we're able to adapt our the way we think and how we manage our properties by what the true owner or investor wants to do with that asset.
For sure, for sure. I think what you guys do is super invaluable, especially, speaking about it from a real estate perspective, because it's not only the interior of the property, even if it's a huge apartment complex, um, the exterior is huge. And, it doesn't take a lot of work to maintain the outside. Well, I mean, it does take work to maintain the
It
outside of the
does.
property, but I think there's a lot of landlords that might overlook that line item of landscaping when in reality it's a huge value add for your property. And if you're selling your property and you don't maintain the outside of it, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, you know?
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. It's you walk a well manicured property, your overall feelings about where you're going are going to be much better than walking through maybe a less maintained or a neglected property. Whether
For
you're
sure.
going to visit a friend, go see a doctor, go see your lawyer, whatever it is, you're going to get that first impression, and that goes a long way, and changes the value of the property.
100%. Absolutely, Bruce. Wanted to segue into another question. Um, from your perspective, what do you enjoy most about what you do?
The thing that I enjoy most about what I do is in the role I am now. It's great to see, um, bringing people in the business as well as working with existing team members and growing them. I think I'm very passionate about growing the business, and what excites me about that is we get to grow people along with that. Right. So the landscape industry has a reputation of getting your hands dirty, more of a blue collar industry, and it certainly is.
Mhm.
We like to think a little bit more into that, and be able to um, provide opportunities to people in many different avenues within our one business. There's a lot of different paths you could take in
For sure.
working for a company like ours. And so it gives me great joy and pleasure to provide growth opportunities for people. And you can come in here and literally be pulling weeds, and a year or two, you can, be out talking to a customer
Yeah.
selling, a new project. And so it has a lot of different opportunities. And that's really what kind of gets me out of bed in the morning. And my real focus for continuing to grow the business is, growing our people.
Yeah, I think what you said is pretty incredible because I think there's a lot of employees who leave companies when they feel like they've hit a ceiling or they feel like they've
Mm.
hit a plateau.
Right.
Um, to your point too, I think I heard a story, and it might have been Pepsi or another just large Fortune 500, but there was a gentleman who he started out as a janitor for the company, and after you know a handful of years, he was on the executive team. So it's pretty incredible to see how people can really sort of flourish within an organization.
Yeah, if they have the eagerness and show the ability to want to learn and put in the work, then the opportunities are endless.
For sure, for sure. And if you weren't in the landscaping space, what do you think you would have done instead?
That's an awesome question. Very tough question because this is all I know. I've
Yeah,
done this since I was a kid, and I have no regrets about that. But I do sometimes think about what else would I be doing if Elm wasn't here. Um, I think from my standpoint, and the people that I work with, what I've gotten excited about, or what I would love to be able to dabble in is real estate, right? And
hmm,
whether that's, development or, ownership of commercial space.
for
And,
sure.
I think taking something and rehabbing it, making it better for the community, enhancing it, if you will, excites me. And that's, a fixture, an asset that stays within that community for a long time. And to be able to say that that's yours, right? And that you did that, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing, and I'm
I
kind
know
of
you have
jaded.
some experience with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of jaded, but I feel like that's a great career path. Um, that's awesome, Bruce. And wanted to wanted to transition it now to the dreaded question. What is something that nobody knows about you,
It is a dreaded question. I
or
think I'm gonna
maybe
keep you
that
guessing.
only I was gonna say, or maybe something that just your family knows about you, but you don't have to answer, or if you think of something, let me know. It's a
Yeah,
hard one to answer.
it really is.
It's a If we have time at the end, then we can always come back to it, or we can just
Fair,
pass on
fair.
it.
But I'll keep you guessing for now.
It's awesome, Bruce. And now, kind of transitioning back to Elm, who would be your ideal customer? I guess in terms of industry, in terms of size, in terms of geography, what does that kind of look like for you?
That's a pretty interesting question because that changes
Hmm.
based on the economy, what's going on in the world, and it's very real, right now, and has been
Hmm.
for the last couple of years. I would say still to this day, our ideal customer is an owner, manager, developer of commercial real estate.
Okay.
And when we have the ability to work directly with the owner, we find ourselves to be much more successful. There is not a middle person involved of, making those decisions or help facilitate those decisions. We get a true understanding of what the vision the owner has for the property. And so, that's an office building, it's an apartment building, a hospital, whichever that is. Our ideal customer is working directly for, that decision maker, that owner, if we can. We just see higher retention in those cases.
Gotcha. And you guys are also, for the most part, asset class agnostic?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think any class of real estate, we're servicing. We know how to retool for every class, and even different market segments, right? Industrial, multifamily, hospitality, things like that. We're able to adapt to all those different segments.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, that's great, Bruce. And the very last one now. So what's one way that you like to give back?
So one of the things that I've been brought up with, and one of the things I'm still continue to be passionate about, is we do give a lot back to our communities and to a lot of nonprofit organizations. Both with time and charitable contributions. And so, my wife would say I'm involved with too much, and sometimes it's hard to balance everything.
For sure.
But it's a feel good, right? It's great to be involved with the communities that we work in. It's great to network with like-minded individuals, right? That have share the same values and the same, passion. So there's a multitude of organizations, predominantly in Fairfield County, that we're either participating actively in, or we're supporting, right? And so, anywhere from, volunteering and, helping children, whether that's, children in need. I serve on the board of a few different nonprofits. And so, I think, again, through time and charitable contributions, we give back to most of the communities that we serve.
That's awesome, Bruce. Yeah, I think it's super important. They say that your service to others is the rent you pay for your room on earth. And I think it's important to have that mindset of not just helping our own business, but to help others as well. So I'm glad you feel the same way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big part of who I am.
Awesome, Bruce. And very lastly, so if somebody wanted to reach out, if they want to learn more about what you guys do, where can they go to find you?
Yeah, LinkedIn, Facebook, our website.
Perfect.
And our website has, our office contact information. You can contact me at our office, or find me on LinkedIn or Facebook, and happy to connect. I mean, Brandon, you're a good example of just networking, right, and being involved in the community. That's how we met.
Yep.
And so, certainly, my door is wide open in that regard, and you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know where that connection is going to take you. And so, by all means, whoever's watching, I'm open to a conversation.
That's awesome, Bruce. Yeah, appreciate you chatting. I thought that this was an awesome conversation, and
Absolutely. Cool.
Looking forward to staying in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me a part of this, and enjoyed spending some time with you.